Hi guys, welcome to the Rugby Digest, and this is the quarterfinal preview. So we're going to take a slightly different format, and we're going to break down the 4 games coming up this weekend and pose a couple of questions to Zube and Jacob and just get their sentiments on the matches that we have coming up. So let's start with England-Australia. My first question goes out to Zube. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey guys.
So what are you looking forward to the most?
I think it would just be the main talking point. I think everybody has been looking at going into this game, and it's going to be the Checker-Jones battle. Tactically, they're both completely different, and the Australians, guys, it's going to be, tempers are going to be
Flaring
to the max. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to
It's going to definitely be an interesting battle of styles, because Eddie Jones is a perfectionist and he looks at every fine detail, whereas Checker kind of just...
He's basically the opposite, or at least he's trying to play the devil's advocate basically in everything that he's saying and doing.
He even came out earlier in the week and said that he encourages his coaches not to watch other teams, so that they're focusing so much on themselves.
I don't believe that, but
nobody does, but I mean, it's Checker. He loves to
just to wind them up, So after the game as well, he's thinking ahead as well.
I'm looking forward to that too.
So on that note, Jacob, my question to you, where do you think the game will be won and lost?
I think it will come down to whichever team adjusts to the referees well enough, specifically because the French referees and the TMO discipline is going to be the key. Whoever, if one team is blown
off the park,
basically there's a big disparity within penalties count, that team will probably win, the one who holds the discipline. So I think that's going to be the main thing, because we could see cards even.
It would be great to see him blow England up the whole game.
It's going to be exciting to see. The Australian scrum is also a lot stronger than everybody has given them credit for.
They win scrum penalties all the time.
Let's hope. And we know when it comes to these French referees, or Jerome Garces, he doesn't reward the team who's going forward, like in our game against New Zealand. So if he blows up the scrums correctly, I wouldn't be surprised to see Australia dominate in that, and I don't think England will see it coming. That's going to be a key battle in this game.
Awesome. So moving on to the next game of the weekend, All Blacks versus Ireland. Jacob, I'm going to go first question to you this time. So is the New Zealand discipline a worry?
If I was a New Zealander, I would be worried, even though they don't think like that, weirdly, because they've just been getting away with so much shit for so many years that they're not even thinking we're a dirty team. But I think it's shown over the last period, if you compared even the Springboks to New Zealand, the amount of yellow cards, red cards over let's say the last 2 years, once refs have started to clamp down a lot more on those shoulder charges and off the ball stuff. So in this World Cup, it might be a big factor now going into the knockouts, where referees and TMOs might call them for those 50-50 calls that they usually get.
Which refs would do that, and Nigel Owens is the exact ref that would.
It's hilarious, because Ben Skeen is a New Zealand TMO, so he'll never ref their games in essence, but he affects games.
He does.
You know what I mean? Yes. For other teams, let's standardize the TMO.
Why was he the TMO for the Japan-Scotland game? Was it the Japan-Scotland?
Yes, it was.
Which directly affected that pool and who New Zealand might play as well.
I thought so as well. Just this whole Ben Skeen thing is getting out of control, because how are we even supposed to know? The fact that we know a TMO's name, he's basically taken all the headlines in this World Cup, is ridiculous. We should not be knowing who the fuck Ben Skeen is.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well,
but that being said, as if he's going to be Bensky, then all other refs or all other TMOs should blow to the same standard and be looking at everything. I don't mind you either going one way or the other, but you can't have one ref or one TMO who's doing that and other TMOs are not checking anything.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
that's,
the
and I think
inconsistency.
the upside to Nigel Owens refereeing this particular game is he is quite a chatty Cathy. So at the end of the day, whatever whistle or whatever he's blowing for, there'll be a whole story to be told. So I'm giving you a yellow card because I'm giving
Yes,
a red
yeah.
card
Talks a lot.
because. So I think, you know, there's an upside to having Nigel in place, and also the guys are very much aware of the fact that he is quite a conversational ref.
And I think he will, he'll blow fairly.
Yes.
I don't think he'll favour either side. And he should award dominance if Australia can do it. Where I think that's the only way they're winning this game.
You mean New Zealand?
Yeah, New Zealand.
Oh yeah, I mean New Zealand is if they can win that forward battle.
So, question to you, Zubair. Are New Zealand there for the taking? I know in previous pods we were like, oh, you know.
Look, this has been a hot topic for us in particular. I'm not so sure about everybody else. I think everybody else still has the same perception, or a lot of people have the same perception of New Zealand as they always have. And look, they're still a threatening team. They can still put 30 points on a team in 20 minutes or whatever. But I haven't seen that, especially because they haven't been tested, like, other than against us. And that game was hit or miss. Like, if some calls go our way, we win that game as well, you know? So I don't think they've been convincing. So yeah, I think they're definitely there for the taking, especially because Ireland, I mean, I know Ireland lost to Japan, but other than that, Ireland have beaten New Zealand 2 of the last 3 times they've played. I think 12 of their starting 15 started the last time they beat New Zealand. So I think Ireland have a good chance in this game in particular, but New Zealand have a tough road to that final, and it looks like it's going to be us facing them there as well. So apparently, according to the stats, it's at 40% New Zealand South Africa
I
final.
don't know.
So interesting.
I totally agree with you. I think New Zealand are there for the taking, and can they win 3 physical battles? Can they really get up to that? You know, you need that physical intensity, especially if you're playing Ireland, England, South Africa in 3 weeks, basically.
Yeah.
Physicality, can you bring that same physicality 3 weeks in a row?
Well, I mean,
Can Brody bring that
if-
same
if they
physicality?
can, then gotta give it to them. This would be the ultimate victory, I think.
well, I
for
mean,
them.
I think that's the joy of a World Cup tournament. Is like when you're in it to win it, and you bring your game face every single time. And if that requires intensity, 3 weeks on the trot, then that's what you got to bring.
Yeah.
Look,
They haven't lost the game.
tough
so-
conditions, refs. There's so many factors here, and we also know Ireland have a game plan for playing against New Zealand. Granted, the Moanga Barrett might throw a spanner into the mix, but Ireland are solid. They can
Their
play
team
good
is-
rugby.
The team that they've selected is super strong. I mean, there is no weakness in
Their
that team.
centre pairing is so good, even without Bandiaki.
The thing is, I don't even think Bandiaki is their best option. I would have played Henshaw and Ringrose.
Ringrose has been playing
I mean,
so well.
most people thought that is their best combination anyway, so I don't think there's
Yeah,
a drop-off.
nobody's
If
been
anything,
particularly bleak about that.
if anything, they could be stronger. And with Sexton there,
Dude,
Johnny Sexton is
experience.
world class. Isn't he the world player of the year?
He
Yes,
was
he
last
is.
year.
Yes.
Exactly. So they've got the players. Conor Murray.
Conor
These
Murray.
players can
And
easily
their
win.
pack is solid.
Yeah, they're going to test New Zealand under the eyeball, and the only way they can win this game is if they get ahead. They're not going to be able to chase New Zealand down.
Yeah. They also
Basically.
need to, just keep it tight. I'd say they'll probably stay at least within a score most of the game.
And take their chances. They're going to get a handful, and they're basically going
And
to take
Johnny
all of them.
Sexton.
So capitalizing on every opportunity available.
Exactly.
So moving on to Sunday games, France versus Wales. So a question to you: what should we expect from France?
Well, that's a great question, Charles, because I think that's the $1 million question. I don't think anybody knows what to expect from those guys. I don't think those guys know what to expect from themselves. So,
Which is a crazy thought.
it's insane, but
Like, how do they get this far?
it's great. That's how they've always been, I guess, especially at the World Cup. So, look, we know they've got that performance in them, and I think this time Wales probably won't get a red card, but I think France, I mean, granted they don't have Raka for this game, but other than that, they still have a solid team. I think Wales are there for the taking. So I'm expecting a tight game regardless, but I'm expecting a good performance.
You never know with the French. They could lose by 40 or win by 20, you know? So
They just need to have one good half of Raga and they win the game.
Yeah, exactly. They're a team who can put points on you quickly. And they're playing waves, so if they get that momentum, they're very hard to stop.
So then moving on to my next question, I think you've alluded to it. Jacob, Wales are obviously the favourites, but where can France hurt them?
I think with that unpredictability, if they with the offloading and if they can get on the front foot and those 50-50 passes that they throw, they just stick. And we've seen it happen in games.
For little spurts.
Like a 20-minute spurt of France, where all those offloads go to hand and the breaks and they
score
finish.
3 tries.
They can put 20 points on you in good 10, 15, 20 minutes. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised to see them win the game in a short period of time, because they're not going to play a full 80 minutes. I just
Also,
don't think
Wales
that they're there as a
Wales can't play catch up either. I don't think they have that in them.
So if France can get a fast start, which I've seen them do
And
in
get the
World Cups
advantage
in the
early on.
past, like when they played Ireland and other teams in the knockout stages, they put points on quickly, and teams are just kind of taken aback. Because the French are just doing what the French can do. Unpredictability, and that's where they're gonna hurt Wales. It's a good clash of styles because Wales are very
rigid.
Yes, structured, and everybody knows their job. Whereas in France,
They're just French and fabulous.
what is the job? The job is just let's go out there and play some rugby, I guess.
Be passionate.
Yeah. But they've got the players. Peno,
They've definitely got the
Ntamack,
players.
Pakatawa, Dupont.
Yeah,
It's
interesting.
going to be great.
Also, both of their scrums aren't particularly strong, so I think they'll match up nicely.
They should. In all of these games, and in tight test matches, knockout football, the scrum is probably the most vital part of the whole game.
It's how Argentina have gotten far for so long.
It's how you win games, because your forwards are going forward, basically, and you can milk penalties and territory and possession if you have a strong scrum. So whoever gets the upper hand in all of these games, that's going to go a long way to winning a knockout game.
So moving on to obviously the most important game of the whole weekend, South Africa against Japan. I don't have any questions here because, I mean, I think we're sitting all as Springbok fans in this room, and for me to pose any questions to you, I think it's going to maybe cloud your true feelings on the matter, and I think that's what this pod is all about. It's literally about how are we feeling about it. So I'm literally opening this up to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I don't have a doubt in my mind, and I back us 110%. I don't look. We were watching a video and Sean Williams was talking about Shane Williams, sorry. Was talking about how he thinks it would be really cool for Japan to win the World Cup and stuff, and that would be cool, but I didn't even flinch. I didn't even feel tense at all. I think that we'll win this game comfortably. I would take any win, don't get me wrong, but I think we're going to lay down a marker. It's time.
I don't think there's any marker that needs to be laid down. We just need to win. It's knockout football. Whether we win by 10 or we win by 1.
That's just,
We do look.
let's just
We
win.
look strong. It's gonna be tough. They're gonna come at us. They're gonna have the crowd behind them. Probably the whole world behind them. So if anything, it's gonna make the Springboks stronger. A 1-point win would probably be more of would probably
Mentally.
be better for the team than a blowout 20-point win where we don't kind of know where we fully stand playing the top teams.
Agreed.
Because it is only Japan. I know it's maybe I probably shouldn't be terming it that way because Japan have played such great rugby.
And beaten
But-
Tier 1 nations.
Exactly, they've beaten Scotland, Wales,
And
Scotland, Ireland and Samoa. So obviously they're a good team, but it's a battle we'll win in the forwards.
Okay, so what are we wanting to see out of this, and where do you think we can capitalize in order to gain that advantage?
I'd say at the set piece. So against scrums and lineouts.
We'll just do what we've always done,
Yes,
guys.
their
Come on.
lineout is there for the taking, and our lineout is probably the best in the world. Their scrum is
And
there
our
for the
scrum.
taking. Our scrum is probably the best in the world. So just in the tight 5 alone,
And our backs aren't too bad. I mean, their backs are probably better than ours, but I still back our boys.
yeah, definitely.
We have the
Back
best
should be
player
so
in the
strong.
world as well.
If you look
Good
at the
backs.
lineup as well, starting Bongi and Beast over Kitsoff and Marks, like
Imagine just
Kitsoff
having
and
Kitsoff
Marks
and
walked
Marks.
into any team in the world. They're starting like stars in any team in the world, and they're coming off of our bench. RG as well. Yeah, just in the tight 5 alone, because we've got the 6-2 split as well.
Yeah.
So Mostert and RG are coming off the bench. Luit is now superseded into
Dude,
into the
we called it though.
yeah. Before the World Cup, we knew he just needed game time because he'd been out for the Bulls for so long.
He's just a world-class player.
Ah, he's so good, and his physicality that he brings, he can also play a full 80. Yeah, he's
Such a
a
good player.
beast. So in the lineout and the scrums, that's where we gotta eat them.
Well, I
Look-
must say, I'm quite surprised by how calm you are, because previous podcasts, I mean, this is a very passionate group of people talking about rugby, and usually the volume's a lot more. And I promise you, if you're in the room with me right now, you'd be quite surprised. Like, I'm looking at two very, very calm individuals, and I think that speaks a lot about the South African psyche at the moment, as the South African supporters, is calm, cool, collected.
Look, we're not underestimating Japan. I don't think we're underestimating Japan either. I just think that you have to remain calm going into the quarters.
Rassie has a plan. He's
Yeah.
shown that
Back our
he's got a
boys.
system that's working. So we don't have any major injuries. I mean, we're rolling out the same team pretty much every week with a couple of changes here or there, especially in that tight 5, because all of the players in there are on the same level.
We're pretty much playing the same starting lineups against the same starting lineups, which we beat them. I mean, granted, it was before the World Cup, but I don't think they would have wanted to lose 40-0 or whatever
Well,
it
it's
was.
41-7, but
41-7.
it's a jam.
Yeah, at home, like a few weeks before the World Cup.
It's a different team we're playing now. It's a knockout rugby.
It is.
A red
It
card,
is.
a couple of calls going against the box. Anything can happen.
We know
this.
they, yeah.
In knockout football,
Even if
pressure
they get
is
away
a
with a
crazy
red
thing.
card or something.
Pressure is a crazy thing.
But also
So-
for them, they've performed so far, but performing at that level for an entire
Consistently.
tournament. Look,
And
it's the
in a
first
knockout
time
game.
you're ever performing like this at a tournament, you know? Pretty much every other
Yeah.
Tier 1 nation, you know,
Has
bar,
played in a
yeah.
World Cup knockout
And-
game.
and had a good run of form going into that, maybe won their group or something. This is the first time Japan have ever done this.
Yeah, but it's a true test of the BMT.
And it's at
Like,
home.
Do you have it?
South Africa are just too strong.
If they were playing any other team other than us or New Zealand, I would back them to beat that team, though. Or at least it would be tight.
Possibly, like,
You know,
I wouldn't be
So-
surprised. I would back them as favourites.
pretty much against any other team.
Yeah.
Except
Maybe
Us.
England.
Maybe England, just because they know what they're doing. And even then,
Yeah.
they ran England close a couple of years ago
Yeah.
at Twickenham. So,
So,
Japan are rising.
on that note, final thoughts on the weekend set of games before I ask you for your predictions?
What do you, like, what are you
Can't
looking forward to?
Wait, just watching some world-class rugby. This is the best weekend in the last 4 years, rugby-wise, guys.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
There are 4 epic games, like match teams.
Every
different
game.
styles.
I'm watching every game. Like,
It's going to be,
I can't
yeah,
wait.
it's going to be epic.
So, predictions?
I'm looking forward to the Ireland game against New Zealand.
Okay.
most, probably.
Hmm.
Because I have a feeling that's going to be the one.
I don't know. I think the France-Wales, and it's tight for France-Wales and England-Australia for me, but I think the England-Australia will be the most entertaining. But to be honest, I think everybody just wants to hear about, wants to listen to the press conferences after the match. That's the
Yeah.
main
Yeah.
I'm looking
talk of the
forward
town.
to it.
It doesn't really matter which one of the teams win. It would be great if Australia won, though.
Excited to see Pattaya as well.
At
The
now
little
13.
youngster playing at centre.
Mm.
So, Czech is going out in a blaze of glory, basically.
Regardless.
By playing this little 19-year-old, doing it his way. This could be his last game. So
You love to see it.
I would love to see an Australian win. I'm not going to lie. It would be amazing. Just to see Checo afterwards. Because
Oh,
how
see, I was
smart
like, just
that motherfucker. Like, you could be
It's the best.
telling off
But it would
people.
be even
in
better.
the
Definitely,
moment.
100%.
to see Eddie Jones's face afterwards.
Exactly. So I'm really hoping that Australia can pull it off over the Palms, but the
Cool,
Palms are
so-
clear favourites.
What are your score predictions there?
I'm gonna go with. I'd love to see an Australian win. So many things have to go their way for them to win this game. So I'm gonna go with England to win, but it will be within a score like 4 or 5 points.
Okay, so England to win
I'm
by
going to
5.
be
England to
less
win by
generous to Australia just because they aren't necessarily a disciplined team. So I'm going to go with an England win by 9 points. I would love to see an Australia win as well, but I think everybody can see England are clear favourites. And you?
Never want to go with the favourites. So Australia to pip it by 3.
Nice. I'm really hoping that they do it. Just for
Would be great.
Checker. Just to see his face.
Well, it's more to see Eddie Jones
Just for
dying inside.
Rugby.
Yeah,
in general.
Yeah.
exactly.
So Ireland, New Zealand.
I think New Zealand will probably end up winning comfortably. I'm going to go with the margin looking more comfortable than it was. 17-10.
Ooh,
Are you going for like
you're
a-
I'm
going
waiting
the
for an
whole-
exact score.
Okay,
I don't know. I
exact
think it's going to
score.
be tight. Ireland are going to keep it tight.
They're talking about conditions maybe being wet. So I have a feeling this is going to be the one. The game that's going to have the upset. Ireland need to come out strong and get ahead and make all of their tackles. Scrum well, line out well. There's a lot of things that also need to go their way for Ireland to win this game. But they've done it before. There's a group of players who have beaten New Zealand twice out of the last 3 times. So it's not like it's something new to them. Like they have to beat New Zealand, Like a lot of other teams, if
Yeah.
Wales had to play them or England, we haven't beaten New Zealand, Wales in fucking 100 years. England haven't beaten them in 10 years or something like that. So Ireland have done that recently. I'm going to go with the Ireland to win by 3. It's going to be close. New Zealand, they'll get ahead and New Zealand won't be able to catch them basically. It's not going to be high scoring.
Sure.
Yeah.
23-16, 23-20,
Okay.
somewhere in that region.
If the weather conditions are wet, of which New Zealand for 359 days of the year is raining, I rate they're going to want some wet conditions. I rate if those do come out, we are probably looking at a New Zealand to take it by 9.
Okay.
Bookies are saying like 15. They could
Could
blow
potentially
them
come
up.
in on that,
They
yeah.
could blow
But
them
then,
up.
I mean, but that's based on Ireland actually giving them a solid run for their money.
They're going to. Every team in this World Cup is so well gelled. And yeah, I'm hoping that all of the games are tight this weekend and there are no blowouts.
So Sunday games, France vs Wales. Your prediction?
France vs Wales, I'm gonna again go with a Wales win, yeah. Just because I think that they know how to win games. They might not look pretty and they might not do all the amazing things. Their pack might not be as strong as they make it out to be, but it's just a team who knows how to win games. So it's gonna be tight. They should pull it through. Wales by 7 or 8.
Interesting perception you have there. I'm gonna go with the French win. Yeah, I don't see why the bookies have Wales as such. I mean, technically according to world rankings, I guess, but I think France play better rugby. They've been tested. We saw them play against Argentina, and I would back Argentina to beat Wales, probably. And Argentina are also similar performers at the World Cup in that they're generally dark horses. So, yeah, I think Wales are there for the taking, basically. So, I think France will probably win. They could. It's going to be tight. I think out of all of the games, these are the two most evenly matched teams in terms of what they can do from the set piece, physically, and then also because they have two contrasting styles of play. So I think it'll be an interesting watch, but I'm going to go with the French win, playing some good rugby, 22-13.
Where are these goals coming from? This guy's pulling numbers, eh?
No,
Sure.
that's a big margin.
I mean, I did say at the opening of this World Cup that I did have the Welsh as my underdogs, but I have not been enchanted by their rugby this World Cup. They are lackluster for me. It's like stodgy moving
But
through.
they're winning.
They are winning, but
They know how to win games.
meh.
Agreed. They're not
Nah.
pretty to watch.
It's sort of like a stellar performance by them. It's a win. So, I mean, if we're gonna go with what the bookies are going with because of past rates, then yeah, Wales is going to take this, and Wales is probably going to take it by about, I'd say about 13 points on this one.
Interesting.
Comfortable. That's what,
Good.
That's what
Good,
most people think is going to happen. Because France are in turmoil.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of
You
politics.
never
around
know. They
rugby.
could get blown out. They could win.
Yeah.
Fuck. We'll find out.
And
The French.
the last and final bastion of hope for South African rugby, the South Africa-Japan game.
South Africa by 30. But I would take a 3-point win. Ideally 3 points, but we should win comfortably by 15-20. I'm gonna go with 15.
Okay.
What are you going with?
Yeah,
then?
like what are you going with here? I mean, that's quite a range.
It is quite a range.
It's
We're not gonna
confident
lose,
nonetheless.
basically. That's
yeah.
my thoughts. So
I'm going as well. I agree with you. I think it will be a comfortable margin of victory. We will probably be up at halftime and extend our lead in the second half. I think Japan will definitely come at us in spurts and they might score points, but if we defend like we can, I think I don't see them scoring more than 20 points against us, and I back us to score at least 20-25 points in the game. So I think we'll win by more than a score.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 15-20. Somewhere in that range.
15-20, and there comes Chelsea coming in with South Africa to win by 11.
Nice.
Right
We're
in
saying a
between
comfortable park win.
Yeah, it's comfortable. I don't think the guys are going to blow this out the water, because I think they know full well that if they win this game, there's a bigger game ahead. So Have we been talking about a final? I mean, I'd slim it down a bit more, but I think South Africa winning by 11 is a very realistic approach to a game strategy and saving on stamina should we make it through.
They just want to win, man.
We're just gonna score points as many as possible.
We're gonna try and dominate these fuckers as we should.
As we probably will.
Yeah. The Springboks to win.
Right.
So all of our predictions are in.
Yeah, we're in. We're locked. We're
We're
loaded.
going for an England, Ireland, Wales, and South Africa semi-finals.
Pretty much.
Interesting stat is that over the last 4 World Cups, half of the games have been won by favourites, basically. So in essence, in the quarterfinal stage. So 8 out of 16 have been won by the favourites, which means that
There's a 50% chance.
technically there should be 2 upsets this weekend.
Yes.
The stats will show.
Well, I think the most likely ones would probably be the Australia and the France, but you never know. A cheeky Ireland, a cheeky Japan.
Ireland and Australia to pull it off on day 1 tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow we'll see.
Yeah, I'm amped.
And
Yeah, we out, guys.
we're out.
Enjoy the rugby.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Have a lick
Epic.
weekend.
Yeah.